Hi everyone. In today's session, we are going to learn about k-means clustering, which is a part of unsupervised learning. So if any one of you have a doubt about what is supervised learning and unsupervised learning, then please refer to our webinar, which is on getting started with machine learning and clear your concepts. So let's begin with k-means clustering. So what is k-means clustering? So k-means algorithm is an interactive algorithm that tries to partition the dataset into k predefined distinct non-overlapping subgroups or clusters where each data point belongs to only one group. So in simple terms, k-means algorithm splits or partition our data sets into different subgroups or clusters, and each data point will belong to the different subgroup. So let's understand what is k-means. So let's suppose we have given this plot as an example data set. Now after applying k-means, we get something like these three clusters. So let's understand how this mechanism works. So this is a step-by-step explanation of k-means algorithm. So the step number one is choose the number k of clusters, and here we are taking k equal to 2. This is the arbitrary number. You can choose any as much clusters as you want. So after this, the step 2, select at random k points the centroids. Now after choosing the number of clusters, we have to choose the number of centroids and randomly initialize them. So first of all, the centroids are the center of the point where the center of mass of the object exists. So these clusters are some kind of closed objects, so they have their center of mass. So we have to store their center of mass at centroids. So let's move to the step 3. Now assign each data point to the closest centroid. So for this we are going to use a little bit of mathematics. So for this we will join the two centroids and then draw a perpendicular line to the joining line, and the line will separate the points in two different clusters. So let's see. So here you can see that the line, the points above the line are colored in blue and the points below the line are colored in red, depicts the two clusters. Now after separating the clusters, now we have to calculate the center of mass of the cluster. So let's see the step 4, which is compute and place the new centroid of cluster. So after computed, the value is this dotted square. So let's move our centroid to this position. So after moving this our centroid to this position, now we have to reassign each data point to the new closest centroid. If any reassignment took place, go to step 4, otherwise go to finish. So now after this we have to again reassign our points. So we have to apply the same method, which is perpendicular line. So this method will continue till we get the exact position of our centroid. So we are continuing this step. So now we get the exact position of our centroid, so we will finish our model. So this is our final model with two clusters. So this is all about k-means algorithm and its mechanism. Now there is one problem in k-means algorithm, which is random initialization trap. So for an example, take this data sets. In this you can see from your eyes that it will form three clusters. So this is first initialization. So in this there are two clusters on right side and one cluster on left side, and the second initialization is of same data set, but here the left side consists of two clusters and right side consists of one cluster. So this randomization problem will affect your code. So to overcome this problem, the solution is k-means plus plus algorithm, and you don't have to study this algorithm, it's just the dependencies. So you have to just apply its dependency or import modules in Python and R language to use this model. Now after this there is one more problem, which is selecting the right number of clusters. So how can we select the right number of clusters? From this example data set, you can see from your eyes that the data sets will depict us to take 3 clusters, but it's a simple and small data sets. What happen if the data set is so large? So for this we have to need a method to select the number of clusters. So for this we will use WCSS, which is within cluster sum of square matrix, and the formula is given here, which is summation of distance between each and every point and its centroid, and then we have to square it. So let's see in example. So in this, the data set is the previous data set only, but instead of 3 cluster we are for taking 1 cluster only. So C1 is the centroid of the cluster and Pi are the data points. So we will calculate the distance of each data point from the centroid and then square them, and then after squaring them we will make summation of them. So the main concept of WCSS is that to choose the better number of clusters, the WCSS value should be less. So if we choose a single cluster, then the distance value will be very large. So to reduce this, we now going to choose 2 clusters. So these are our 2 clusters, C1 and C2 with the centroids. Now the same formula will be applied, but in this, instead of calculating for cluster 1, we will now add also the distance of cluster 2. So to reduce furthermore the value of WCSS, now we will choose cluster equal to 3 clusters. So this is the formula for 3 clusters. Now this is the data. So there is another method which is called elbow method, which is used with WCSS to depict the number of clusters. So you can see from here that when the number of cluster equal to 1, the WCSS value is 8000, and when we change the number of cluster from 1 to 2, the value drastically dropped to 3000. So you can see there is very sudden change in the WCSS value, and if we further change the number of cluster from 2 to 3, the values again drop till 100,000, and then after that it will decreasing with slow and steady pace. So we can see here that number of cluster equal to 3 will be our optimal choice, and you can also see that this plot is looking just like an R elbow. So you have to choose the point where the elbow depicts. So in this image you can see that 3 is the optimal number of clusters. So this is all about k-means algorithm, theoretical and conceptual part. Now we will move towards the implementation part. So let's start with the implementation part. So as always, our first step is importing the libraries. So let me run this code and import our libraries first. So now our 3 libraries are imported. After this, we will import our data set, which is mall customers.csv. So I'm running this code and importing our data set. So you can see that our data set is consist of 5 columns: customer ID, gender, age, annual income in thousand, and spending score in the range of 1 to 100. So we will require only the last 2 columns, which are annual income and spending score, for our feature of matrix X. So let's get these 2 rows. So the code for this is this. So now our feature of matrix is ready with the 2 columns that we wanted. Now after this, we have to decide the number of clusters we want for our algorithm. So for this we will use the elbow method. So we will use sklearn.cluster module and import k-means class. After that we will take an empty list, which is WCSS, and then we will use a for loop in the range of 1 to 10, which depicts the number of cluster in the range of 1 to 10. In this for loop, we will initialize our class k-means with the object k-means, and we will pass 3 parameters. The first one is the n clusters, which depicts the number of clusters, and it is equal to I. Then the initialization method, which is we use k means plus plus to avoid random initialization trap, and the third parameter is random state, which is equal to 42. After this, we will fit our k-means algorithm. So k-means dot fit, and we will pass feature of matrix X. After this, we have to calculate the summation of distances of points and centroids in the cluster, and for this we will use k-means dot inertia, and so we will append the k-means dot inertia values in the WCSS matrix. So this code in the for loop is completed, and after this we will plot this result in graph to see the number of clusters. So for this we will use range 1 to 10 as our x-axis and WCSS value as our y-axis. And the title of the plot is the elbow method. The x label is the number of clusters and the y label is WCSS. So let me first run this code and show you that how the elbow method plot looks like. So this is how it looks like. As you can see, when the cluster value is equal to 1, the value is much more high, and when it changes to 2, the value decreases drastically. When the number of cluster changes to 3, it again decreases. When it changes to 4, it again decreases, and when it reaches 5, the number of cluster equal to 5, after that, if you change the number of cluster, the decrease is not as sudden in the previous cases. So we can now choose that our optimal number of cluster is equal to 5. So now we will rewrite this k initialization code, and instead of the n clusters equal to I, we will now write n cluster equal to 5. Now the rest of the code is same, and instead of using the fit method, we will now use fit predict method to predict our clusters. So let me first run this code, and we can see now our y means variable is consist of now the number of clusters which each customer belongs to, and their ranges from 0 to 4. Now after that, now we have to visualize what we have predicted in this model. So for this we are using plt.scatter, and in this our x-axis is y means equal 0, which means first cluster, and comma 0, which means the first column of x-axis. After that, and similarly now x in square brackets, y means equal 0 first cluster, comma 1, which means second column of feature of matrix X. Then s equal to the size of dots which we are plotting, so equal to 100. C is equal to color, which is red, and label equal to cluster 1. Similarly, we will repeat this step for all the clusters. After that, we will also plot the centroids of the clusters. For this, we are using k-means dot cluster underscore centers underscore, and now we are passing all the clusters, that's why we are using colon comma 0, which is the first column of feature of matrix X. Similarly, in this y-axis we are passing all the clusters and second column of feature of matrix X. Now here the size of centroid is larger than the points of the cluster, that's why it is 300. The color is yellow and the label is centroid. Then the title of the plot is cluster of customers, and X label is annual income, Y label is spending score. So now we can plot this graph. So let me run this code and we can see our plotted graph. So this is the plotting of our graph. Now you can see that our cluster 1 is of red color, and they are in the range of average annual income with average spending score. Now the second cluster, which is blue, having high annual income but their spending score is less. And our cluster 3, which is green color, has low annual income and low spending score. Now our cluster 4, which is of cyan color, has low annual income, but they spend higher because their spending score is higher. Now our cluster 5, which is of pink color, has high annual income and their spending score is also high, and these yellow dots are the centroids of our cluster. So this is all about k-means algorithm. Thank you for listening this session.